Throughout its evolution from the Stone Age to the Scientific Age, human civilization has made significant advances in all fields of science. Despite its accomplishments, humanity is far from perfect. Engineers build dams with the claim that they will last for centuries. Dams have, however, repeatedly failed, resulting in major disasters in some cases. In this video, we will talk about one of the worst dam failures in human history that happened on the Brumadinho Dam on 25th January 2019. Then, we will analyze the reasons why it happened. On Friday, January 25th, a tailings dam at Correjo do Viejo, one of Vale's iron ore mines in the southeastern Brazilian state of Minas Gerais, was breached, killing at least 65 people and leaving 305 people missing. The workers who are dead and missing were eating in the cafeteria on the site when the tidal wave washed them away. The massive wave of toxic effluent and mud swept through Brumadinho, near the well-known Inhotim Outdoor Arts Center, about 60 kilometers from the state capital of Belo Horizonte. At least 12 million cubic meters of ore tailings were dumped into the Paraopeba River and its environs. To assess the short-term environmental impacts of the Brumadinho Dam rupture, biogeochemical, microbiological, and ecotoxicological analysis were conducted along 464 kilometers of the Paraopeba River in the week following the disaster and 4 months later. The water turbidity was 3,000 nephelometric turbidity units immediately after the disaster, which was 30 times higher than the standard recommended by the Brazilian Resolution for Water Quality. Iron-tolerant microbial colony-forming units increased up to 60-fold, up to 115 kilometers downstream of the dam failure in May 2019, indicating changes in the microbial metabolic profiles. Exotoxicological analysis of the second sampling show higher zebrafish embryo mortality rates of up to 85% in Retiro Bairro, 304 kilometers from the dam failure location. The disaster is the second in less than 3 years for the company. The causes of the dam failure. The cause of the dam failure was unknown at the time. The dam was built in 1976 by Ferteco Mineraco, which was acquired by Vale on April 27, 2001, using the upstream method according to Vale. The dam stood 86 meters tall and had a crest length of 720 meters. The disposed tailings covered an area of 249,500 square meters, with a volume of 11.7 million cubic meters. The dam last received tailings in July 2016 and was then deactivated. Except for a small section, there appeared to be no ponding water on top of the tailings. For unknown reasons, the dam's slope appears to have experienced a sudden massive rotational failure that extended across the entire width and height of the dam. There have been no reports of any external events that are typically known to cause such failures, such as earthquakes or heavy rainfall. Dam slopes with marginal safety factors are known to fail due to minor vibrations, such as those caused by trucks passing nearby. In this case, the trigger could have been the ongoing drilling of a monitoring well in the middle of the slope as it collapsed. If the drilling activity was what caused the dam to fail, the slope safety factor had to be close to zero. Information emerging gradually in early February 2019 appears to confirm that the dam's safety factor was unacceptably low and that there were serious deficiencies in monitoring dam stability. Brazil's deadly dam disaster may have been preventable. According to environmental experts, the collapse of those two dams, operated by Samarco and Vale, could have been avoided. Experts said that stricter licensing laws and state oversight, as well as the adoption of more modern technology, could transform the Brazilian mining sector, making such incidents less likely. Leonardo Ivo, director of the Minas Gerais Association of Environmental Observers, has been in Brumadinho in the aftermath of the accident for several days. This muddy storage practice must be reconsidered, he said. According to anthropologist Andrea Zuri, coordinator of the Federal University of Minas Gerais Environmental Issues Study Group, tragedies like Brumadinho are political institutional failures, not natural disasters. And the state's recent efforts to simplify environmental licensing and dam monitoring are at least partially responsible. It is the ore about everything and everyone in Brazil and Minas, said the research scientist. Aftermath. Fabio Schwartzman, Vale's president, stated on January 26, 2019, that the majority of the victims are Vale employees. 3 locomotives and 132 wagons were destroyed, and 4 railway employees were killed. 2 sections of the railway bridge and about 100 meters of railway track were destroyed by the mud. 259 people had been confirmed dead as of January 2020, with 11 still missing. The number of deaths was later revised to 270. There is little hope for justice. Brazilian authorities have frozen 11 billion reais of Vale's assets in anticipation of large compensation packages to be used to eventually pay victims and their families. It remains to be seen how long this measure will be kept in place and whether it will have any real impact on the company. Following the news of the dam rupture, Vale's stock dropped 8% in trading. Movimento dos Atingidos por Barragens announced on January 29th that it had been successful in having the mining company removed from the process of determining who would be eligible for compensation at Brumadinho. This process was to be carried out by Sinergia, a company closely associated with Vale, whose decisions following the Mariana disaster had been extremely contentious. The correspondent continued, "The criminal case has been mired in delays, and there is little hope it will achieve anything anyway, as up to the 500 defense witnesses vastly outnumber the 50 or so for the prosecution. Despite its complexity, the case is being handled by only one federal judge. Locals and victims have few expectations of justice given the state of Brazil's judicial system." On Monday, March 28th, protesters scribbled "murderers" on the walls of Vale's headquarters in Rio de Janeiro. Viable alternatives? So, what alternatives to ore tailing dams are there? Ricas, the superintendent of the Association of Environmental Defense, believes that storing sludge above communities is not acceptable due to the possibility of ruptures. Other options include drainage cells, which dispose of the material in piles to dry, converting waste into raw materials for construction, and dry crushing. According to Ricas, depending on the ore, each technology would be applied to a specific type of tailings, and viability should be studied in each specific case. Leonardo Ivo, director of the association, believes that mining companies in Brazil need to implement dry treatment technology as soon as possible. They prefer to take the risk of collapsing because of the economic aspect, he says. But studies show that dry treatment technology would increase the cost by only 20%, which is plausible for a miner. According to Ivo, some companies in cities such as Ouro Preto and Nova Lima already do dry treatment of ore tailings. Planning and preparing for various potential failure modes before warning signs are even noticed is one of the most important actions to successfully intervene during a dam failure. When a dam fails, time is of the essence, and planning ahead is the most effective way to speed up the dam repair process. Here's the end of today's video. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. If you're a new subscriber, please check out our channel. We are looking forward to sharing more informative videos like this in the future. Until then, stay tuned and stay safe.